So how much can we actually believe about the trans-Roman Empress Elagabalus?
This is our last episode on Elagabalus, so let me know in the comments what you want us to look at next.
Okay, so we have 3 textual sources for Elagabalus. We have Cassius Dio, we have Herodon, and we have the Historia Augusta. Now, Cassius Dio and Herodon are contemporary, which we love. Now, Cassius Dio didn't actually live in Rome during her reign, so all of his information would have been secondhand anyway, so it's a bit, and Herodon we don't actually know that much about, but we do know that he wasn't Senate-based, so he kind of would remove himself from those biases. However, both sources are like, it's really up in the air, take with a grain of salt as to how trustworthy they are. Some of what they wrote about is kind of true because we have like archaeological evidence to back it up. But a lot of it, what they wrote about, we reckon was just like literary artistic interpretation and exaggeration. Right. The third source is the Historia Augusta, which wasn't contemporary. It was written 150-ish years later, we think. And now this one is where we get a lot of the like really wild stories about Elagabalus. And we think it's kind of bullshit. Again, with any of these things, like, we shouldn't take these people at their word. They were all people with like really strong biases of the time. But out of the 3 of them, the Historia Augusta is definitely the least reliable, as far as I am aware. Now, we do have other evidence. We have archaeological evidence. For example, we have a coin from the time period with a horse-drawn carriage with a black triangle. Well, it's a triangle. It's a coin. It's a one color. Now, we have a story from our sources where once a year, the sacred treasure of Elagabal, which was a big black home, essentially, was put on a horse-drawn carriage and paraded around Rome. So, those 2 add up. We also have the remains of the temple to Elagabal, which she built. Again, matching up with the story. But not everything they say is true. Take everything with a grain of salt. Always look for physical evidence. That can be said about any type of history, really.